All right, special thanks to Hasbro for sending me this War for Cybertron Earthrise promotional pack here in light of the second season dropping here at the end of December on Netflix. It was a nice package. It included a lot of cool stuff. Megatron here, a Quintesson, Trailbreaker, Sunstreaker, Runabout, or Runamuck, Smokescreen, and Fast Track. So all stuff, with the exception of the Quintesson, which I've already reviewed on this channel. All stuff I didn't already have. So very cool of them. And I do want to acknowledge that this was sent to me by Hasbro for promotional purposes. Also included in the box, which is, the box itself is been unfolded and is now being used as my current stand-in backdrop, just to give something a little different here before the new one arrives. But also included this cool t-shirt with the Earthrise art on it. So also very cool in the box. So yeah, be sure to catch Earthrise on Netflix coming up at the end of December. I'm not sure how late in December this review is going to go up. I'm shooting it on December 2nd, and I've got 17 video reviews in the pipeline coming. We got some Kingdom stuff, we got this Earthrise stuff, we got some other Earthrise stuff, and some third-party stuff from TF Source. So all sorts of cool stuff coming up this month. But here is Earthrise Megatron. And his tank mode is, I feel, slightly improved over the Siege Voyager. He does have some silly bits in robot mode, but all in all, he's got like a panel here to kind of fill in the tank. His turret mode looks a little bit more like a turret. And it still rotates and everything. But more or less, it's the same base figure. There's some changes to it, but you're not going to see anything drastically, amazingly different here in the transformation. When you pull this out, one of the things you will notice that's different is this whole front end assembly, which becomes this weird kind of spear thing. It's got a peg here, it's got a peg here. This peg is to peg it into the gun, but you can also kind of have him hold it by that in robot mode. And then there's this turret sticking out the back. Still no way. There is a G2 repaint of this that I do have on the way, which will also be coming up in upcoming reviews. But no way, again, still no way to get the gun mounted on the shoulder where it should be for G2 Megatron. We'll make do, but anyway. You take off this weird little sword thing, set it off to the side, and take off this little panel here. It just kind of sits in these slots here on the legs, and this technically plugs in, I think here? Yeah, like that. You see there's a curved cutout to sit over this for the arm attachment. And outside of that, now he transforms essentially exactly the same as the previous Voyager. You want to get his legs going here. Come on, there we go. Get them attached. And then you open up these, and then you kind of fold the knee up and around, bring the leg down like that. Then bring the knee up and around and extend it, and get that, rotate it so it's facing the right way, and bring it down. Oh, nope, I had it right the first time. You want to see that little divot, you want that to be on the inside there. Bring his foot down, fold this back up. Once that's done, flip out his heels. He doesn't have the same issue as getting the heels to lock in that the old one did, which is nice. Untab these from here, and then this whole assembly kind of comes up, open up the arm with the cannon attached, and rotate the cannon around. This whole assembly comes up and over. Kind of up and through here. There you go, fold that up and over, snap it onto his back. The head sits here a little better, it latches into place a little better, although now it seems to be stuck down in there, and I'm not sure why. Come on. Why is his head stuck? It should pop up further than that. See, this should pull up to the point where it's sitting flush against these little tabs that keep it from flipping up too high. And I'm not entirely sure why it has decided that it doesn't want to pop up all the way. But we'll see what we can do here. Oh, there's no way to get in there to get it. I can't get under it to push it up. It's got a closed off. You can see that this is blocked off. It falls into this little gap, but I can't even get in there to pop it up. I don't know what it's stuck on. It should come up higher than that. And that's just wedged in there. I don't know what... Oh, there's a little tab there that it pushed past. If I can just get in there, there's no way of accessing it. There's a very thin slot here. Let's see if we can get this spudger in here and maybe... Boy, it really does not want to move. Hold on, we'll see if we can get this fixed. All right, so we did finally get that unstuck. The thing is that the bottom's sealed off. You can see it did end up, it took so much force, it ended up snapping. When it came up, it ended up snapping the little tabs that are supposed to keep this from coming up too far. And it's because there's a couple little tabs in there that this got stuck underneath. Now, I get that it's supposed to help with the dippy issues that the original had, where it would sink into there, but oof, that's, I mean, like, cosmetically, I'll trim those up and it'll be fine because it's friction, it's holding it in place. But that is problematic and something to be aware of before my G2 one gets here, because I'd much rather, if I'm going to mess it up, I'd much rather mess up this one than the G2 version, which I'm going to care more about. But yeah, so be careful with that. I can't believe it got, I transformed it a couple times and somehow that time it got stuck down, wedged in there, because it was stuck and there's no way to access it. Anyway. So this piece, you can attach it over here onto his arm as either this way as a secondary cannon, or flip it around to give him kind of an arm-mounted stabby McGee. But you can see essentially same as some thicker treads, but the same as the original. Although now missing the little slots up here that could have allowed a cannon to tab in up there, like his original one had up here. He had these posts. But there they are side by side, the original Siege Megatron with the new one. And one of the things I like about this is his cannon on his arm does not have this weird little hollowed out gap that the original one did. It's actually solid all the way through, and it's not there on the bottom either. I don't know why they left this gap here on the Siege one. Or at least put it on the side that's not facing forward in robot mode, but whatever. I like the general shape looks more G1 Megatron. The head's a little more G1 Megatron. He's not enough. If you already have this Megatron, I don't feel like the Earthrise is different enough or an improvement enough to justify buying another Megatron, unless you just have to have it. The turret is nice. I do like the turret. I wish they'd found a way to make that look a little better without having this giant chunk of whatever this is. And like I said, considering that there's a G2 repaint of this, and I know it's a repaint and all that, it would have been nice if there had been a way to like maybe just pull this front part of the cannon off, give him this little sword, and find a way to attach the cannon on his shoulder in the way that, you know, give him a little bit more of a G2 look. Also, like I said, you can use if you want to, you can use the peg from where it attaches to the cannon, and you can kind of plug his hand in above it. And you can kind of hold this as like a little spear thing, but it's just an option. So yeah, it's a nice Megatron. I don't think he's worth hunting down if you already have the previous Siege version. I don't know why one leg seems to be longer than the other here. But yeah, like I said, if you don't have a Megatron yet, he's not bad. If you already have the Siege Megatron, save your money and spend it on another Voyager.